What's up, it's your man Rico. Hold on, let me start off my song. I am woman, hear me roar. I am woman forevermore. I am here and I'm not going nowhere. Yeah, I remember that was a woman's cry song, battle song of the 70s. I am woman, hear me roar. Her name was Helen Redding. The iconic Helen Redding. Helen Redding. Go check out that song. This is a white woman. She had short haircut, but it seemed like she was pretty cool. But she wrote that song. It's like a feminist battle cry. And well, you know biological women, y'all can't say that now. I am a real woman, hear me roar. Uh-oh, then y'all get, wait a minute, bitch. Y'all don't own the rights to periods. That's what y'all gonna hear from these trans gentlemen out here. And so, you know, the LGBTQP is a pedosexual pedophiles. They're in IA. They are really a work of art. Each letter has its time to try America. Lesbians, LGBT, lesbians, gay, LGBT, trans, LGBT, bisexual, lesbians, gays, trans, bisexual, queer. So all of them have a number, and it's an acronym of about 5 or 6 different groups. And so they all want to get their chance to get individual rights from all those groups of people. And the funny thing about it, America actually bends for all these mentally ill people. America actually bends for these mentally ill people. In 1974, homosexuality was in the DSM 1 or 2 of diagnostical, diagnostical manual of diagnostic statistical manual of like psychiatric diagnosis. That's the DSM. Now we have the DSM 4, and the DSM 5 came out last year, and I have to get my copy. You know, I work in the mental health field, so I need to get my copy. But I prefer the DSM 4. This DSM 5 took some things out and added some stuff and switched it around and all of that. He said, Robert said, man, why can't you just be gay? I know, and we can just all move on. But then, I heard somebody say that the trans were trying to superimpose themselves on biological women. But I say homosexuals are trying to superimpose themselves on heterosexuals. But nothing against anybody, but I'm not going to pretend that I don't see what I see. And for me, a lot of this foolishness is not a debate. But let's get to the bigger picture here. Y'all know y'all got these trans gentlemen all in women's sports. And and they in MMA cracking women's skulls. Cracking women's skulls. They're and swimming, out swimming the poor women. Hell, I think they're in soccer too. Some playing against the women. Cause you see some of the husky broads. It's surprised they haven't made it to the WNBA yet. I think some of them studs would give some of them trans dudes a run for their money in WNBA. And but the only people you've heard come out and speak their piece against it and trying to, confront it has been like white women and white girls, even political white women, but they've been mainly Republican or conservative white women and white men and white girls in high school. And when you go on YouTube and all around, you see a lot of white women standing up for the gender. And I used to wonder, why the hell don't I hear any black women speaking up on behalf of women or black women? Because I know they didn't think it wasn't gonna come for them. It's interesting. And this silence of black America when it comes to homosexuality and trans, that's something amazing. And then the women in our race wonder why so many black men are getting passports or they've just pretty much stopped dating because we don't know who is who hardly. And guess what? The women, a lot of black women, it's not our entire group, but it's enough of them that have really just supported and pushed homosexuality A lot of these famous women like, Patti LaBelle, Tamar Braxton, who else? Got a lot of gay friends and gay people with Janet Jackson, Beyonce. They keep gay and trans people around them. And first thing they do, the trans community and the gay community, I guess it's trans now, because a lot of gay men don't care for what the trans are doing, trying to really usurp the existence of biological women. And it's kind of funny how intelligent, legitimately intelligent people are actually having a debate about bullshit. What is the debate? You can't get pregnant with a prostate. A prostate can't hold a baby like a uterus. And Dr. Martin Lamont Hill, you stupid, ignorant, unintelligent, so-called PhD asshole, hater of Dr. Frances Cress Welsing after she died, you coward. We ain't gonna never forget that, punk. You're gonna get on Candace Owens' show, and when she asked you, can men have periods? And this damn fool, PhD, he's a professor at Morehouse, that'll make y'all look good, bro. And as well as other places. He said, yeah, trans women can. Trans women? What the fuck? They're still a man, baby. Yeah. You can put trans on all you want to. Then these trans gentlemen have the nerve to call biological women cis, like they're another category of women. What they do that at in heaven? Let me tell y'all something. I've been hearing some weird ass conversations. Mary Mack said, I don't understand the discussion either. And people have legitimately, in these black formats, they have literally been having conversations and having pros and cons. But I don't see on any conservative or white platform where they're even giving weirdos the time of day to even debate that. What they're doing is going in on their ass. These like comedy hype and all these little black YouTuber platforms, they're actually giving conversation to this foolishness. They actually, and so I've always wondered, where are the famous black women? I've seen some sisters, and I'm not going to say that I have not seen any black women, attacking this issue from a biological female perspective. But, they're not famous. I saw them, at least 2 or 3 of them floating around Instagram or TikTok. But we finally had a famous black woman who is very connected to the urban audience, so that means everybody's going to hear it. Just Hilarious. Y'all know who that is, right? Well, just go on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. She used to date the other social media comedian, now turned mainstream comedian, Country Wayne. Just Hilarious, like, who's buying into this delusion? Look, y'all can't, you don't have periods. You don't have a uterus. And I was like, okay, keep going. Somebody famous. And my question is, why is she the only famous black woman? Taraji P. Henson, Janet Jackson, Michelle Obama, Beyonce. Where are y'all? Why aren't y'all sticking up for womanhood? But for something attacking black men, I can't. The line is around the goddamn building. Cause I always say this country is so screwed up. They literally have a campaign against heterosexual men, and black women have made it their business, not all but too many, to attack heterosexual masculine black patriarchy, the patriarchy, sexist misogyny, the patriarchy, and these trans running all over y'all ass. They gonna tell you, God dog. And I was listening to Comedy Hype. And one of the brothers, a gay man, I think it's a gay man who was on there, made a good point. He said, you know what? Don't you know that there's trans men or women who are trying to be men? Don't you know that we don't even hear about them? They don't make no fuss about it. They just, Chaz Bono, Sonny and Cher's son, daughter, turned herself into a son and ain't said nothing about nothing. But these Negro males and these white men, Brittany Cooper, Deborah Cooper, all the black feminists who hate black men. Deborah Cooper, thank you, Mary Max. Ain't saying nothing about this topic. Paris Milan, Cynthia G, Dr. Brittany Cooper, Deborah Cooper, who else? Spiritual whistleblower. All these women that got the ugliest thing to say about masculine men, and they're sticking up for women. I haven't heard a word from them. Patti LaBelle, I love you, but you were always around homosexuals and trans. You gonna let them get at you like that? And what are these black actresses that as soon as a straight man does something, they line up? I'm talking about the black ones. Because the white women are coming out. Not the liberal white women. The liberal white women are ones who are okay with this. The liberal white women are people like Charlize Theron, who adopted 2 black boys and turned them into 2 black girls, allegedly. Go look at the pictures. And Sandra Bullock, I think she's turned her black adopted boy into, now he's turning him into a girl. See, liberal Democratic white women are cool with this. But conservative white women ain't playing. They ain't going. And conservative white men ain't going. Now, when black men were trying to speak about this trans, guess who was giving them the most grief about it? Black women. And Just Hilarious has come out on behalf of women. I'm going to say she's the black sector because, you know why? Because really no one was really addressing black women in this trans thing. But somehow this Negro male transformer came out last week. They don't own the monopoly. They're not the gatekeeper of periods. They're just another group. They're cis women. Just talk crazy. That's when Just Hilarious came out. And so the backlash was so rough on Just Hilarious. One of her staunch social media enemies, Tasha K, when they had just got into it. They had just gotten into it. They talk crazy about each other. But they got in alignment. Tasha K has something to say about their asses too, in defense of Just Hilarious. Those 2 women really disliked each other through social media. But on this cause, they came together as women, as black women. And so, under Just Hilarious's video on Instagram, she's like, well, who gonna stand up for us? Let me answer that question for you, Just Hilarious, before I make this other statement. Just Hilarious, what you mean who gonna stand up for black women in this case? Y'all spent the last part of 50 years, a good 20 years, saying you don't need us, and y'all graduated the highest from college, and you're entrepreneurs, and you don't need a black man. Black men are not up to your level, so you weren't asking us, right? But out of our nature as men, we were saying, wait a minute, y'all not men. And also, Just Hilarious, members of your gender, black women, would attack black men. First of all, y'all say, yeah, she look beautiful. Yeah, she's cute. Yeah, y'all, Sydney Starr and T.S. Madison, y'all, those dudes that turn themselves into chicks, y'all support them. And then, but as soon as y'all support these people, but as soon as a black man started dating one, Bobby V, bring my money, Bobby V. Give me my money, Bobby V. Bobby Valentino, maybe he got caught with that the Mantarian, a woman up top, but a man at the bottom, baby. Yeah. Give me my money, Bobby V. Where you going, Bobby V? As soon as a famous black man, an NBA player, a famous actor with money or whatever, and they find out that he dates a trans, y'all called him a homosexual, y'all called him gay. So I don't know what y'all talking about. But I will say this, Just Hilarious. You're asking who's going to stand up for us. Well, you know what? Y'all say, Democratic Party say that when black women vote, America benefits. When black women, blah, 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 y'all get all these accolades. Now you're asking Just Hilarious who's going to stick up for you. Well, I want to say this to you, Just Hilarious. Where's the sisterhood at? Where's the sisterhood at? Well, all these chicks said that cheer for Shazam Rock and Cardi B and that nasty ass Sexy Red what else? And WAP, and what's that? Megan the Stupid. Well, what these sisters say? Yes, y'all don't patrol. Oh yeah, and what's she at? Your girl, Janelle Monáe. Where y'all at? You know, don't police women's body. Stay off my areola all day long. You know, so. But see, just hilarious. I just questioned why the silence of the black race when it comes to homosexuality. Why? Because white conservatives don't play with their ass. This is not to say there are some gay conservatives, but the vast majority of them don't play that. I mean, the homosexuals and trans have even infiltrated the black church. They've taken the place of worship to God from so-called heterosexual, intelligent black people. Church. They've taken over the black church. The black church is even silent on it. But the white church don't play. The white conservative churches don't play. Just hilarious. When you posed that question, I wrote this comment under that and on that post, on that Instagram post. To you, I was like, it looks like you kicked it off, Just Hilarious, and bravo to you, sister. But it looks like the sisterhood, the millions of black women, have left you hanging and swinging by yourself, boxing by yourself. So what you may want to do is join those white women who are standing up socially, publicly, and even politically against trans and pedosexuals and what they call them, MAPs, or minor attracted people. See, white folks ain't playing. I had to give it to them. See, they know how to work it all. They can harass a black man for fishing in his own neighborhood, and they can stand up against trans and LGBT when they're acting a damn fool. And so, you might have to join those women, Just Hilarious, to get protection or get a group with you, because it doesn't seem like black women are going to budge because y'all are too compromised. Y'all so busy stewing in your anger. You think black men have done you such a disservice and such a harm. But then you get caught out there with your pantyhose around your ankles or your thongs around your knees. You start looking crazy. Who gonna help us? Who gonna stand for us women? Well, Just Hilarious, white women are standing for white women. They're standing for women, but there are no black women standing for black women. You understand? So I called out some names, you know, the people who are known to hang out with homosexuals and trans: Janet Jackson, Keke Palmer, Tamar Braxton, Patti LaBelle, who is it? Michelle Obama. You know, where are these powerful black women? Where's Oprah? You know, where's Gayle King? Yeah, put some of that R. Kelly magic on these trans. Interview one of them and talk smart to them, Gayle. Gayle, interview one of these trans and be condescending with one of them the way you tried to do Lisa Leslie when she wouldn't throw Kobe Bryant under the bus. Yeah, throw your condescending that way, Gayle King. And sisters, I love you, but I'm not blind. I'm going to speak the damn truth, or I'm going to point out the pink elephant in the living room. So Just Hilarious, that's why. That's who's supposed to be speaking up for you. Because when black men try to do it, we get called all these transphobes and homophobes. You know what? We say, well, okay, fuck it then. Y'all go ahead. Y'all do it. And so we're going to see how this thing plays out. But I was watching that weird-ass comedy hype. It was another thing that was said that, you know, y'all know that little cute little dark-skinned girl in there? Her name is Symphony. And she'll have these different people on there, that damn Pierre and Capone. And then she been having this little LGBT light-skinned biracial guy who speaks up on behalf of the homosexuals and trans. His name is Marcus something. I don't particularly care for him because he's like got blinders on. He tried to make everything about, you know, inclusive with the actual black struggle. Instead of calling it what it is, he gets offended when you call it mental illness, because that's what it is, mental illness. Body dysmorphia or body delusions, all of that. And they hate that Just Hilarious referred to it as delusional thinking. Oh, they got so mad. I guess some of the allies did too. But Symphony said something that I'm like, wow. And I tried, you know, I look at her, I said, she's a cute girl, but she hangs out too many homosexuals because, you know, and she really defends them. Let me tell you what this young, pretty, dark-skinned African-American woman in Atlanta said when it came around to them saying that black women aren't gatekeepers of periods. She said, well, I'm not a gatekeeper of periods. I'm a woman, but I'm not a gatekeeper of a period. And she said, I don't even want a period. I said, did I just see this shit? Did I just hear what she said? She said she doesn't even want a period. And she's a young lady. And I'm not going to dare pretend to understand what that means to women. But I know from biology class and from living a little, a period is what is for the most part is a sign of a woman's fertility. Oh, did I miss something? Robert Lee said the Jewish community has control of the entertainment community, but now the gay community has gained some control. Mary Mack said, yeah, Flame Monroe actually stood up for biological women against the trans foolishness. Yes, he did. Yes, Flame Monroe has been on their ass. And so it's Tasha K and but not Tanya TKO, or man-hating bitch, but she hadn't said anything. Black man-hating bitch. She has not come out and stood up for biological women. So all these tough-ass, smart, talking-ass whores, I want y'all to come out. Y'all stand up for each other against these trans. But Flame Monroe, who is a trans or cross-dressing transvestite man, but but an honest one. He doesn't try to pretend he's something that he's not. And it takes a lot of damn nerve. And one thing, you never heard men have this battle royal with women, even with the studs. We don't even have a battle royal with the studs. The studs try to, the stud lesbians, they wear the flannel shirts and they wear the skinny jeans with the hat banged and the tattoos on their neck like this, like NLE Chopper looking crazy, like this, and doing all that. But it's not a big deal because we still see their tits. And some of them wear 2 pairs of pants with that volleyball back there. They try to hide all that booty. You little studs trying to hide your gifts. Then y'all wonder why biological men still be trying to get at you. Because, girl, you still got the curves. You can put on all the sports bras, the tight. You can wear all 3 and 4 pair of pants, all you want to. But booty is booty, and it will be protruding. You hear me? But anyway, but shout out to the studs out there. The ones who still got the cute faces. That's what be drawing us to y'all. The ones who like, we know you don't like dudes, but you're still pretty, a lot of you. And that's what makes us holler at you. And so for those of you studs out there to say, damn, they see I'm a stud and I got my hair banged. I got a bandana on. I got my Lil Wayne t-shirt. Them dudes gay, ain't it? No, because a biological man knows biological women when he sees one. That's what they're attracted to. And also it's a curiosity too. Man, what if I smash this stud when she make that girl sound like, I think that's the curiosity there for you studs. They want to hear you make that girl sound when you're clapping them cheeks. But anyway, y'all cut the foolishness out. Let's build, and I've always said, look, we're gonna have to build a fence around our race. We got 2 groups. We got to get these weirdos out of here and get these niggas out of here. These violent, undisciplined, disrespectful, uncouth, having no home training, receiving mother lovers out of our race. This shit is stupid. So I'm going to sit back like Michael Jackson in the theater in the Thriller video with a box or a bag of popcorn and just see how this thing plays out. I want to see who else. I called out a few famous black women. I want to hear some more. With all those black women that came out. What's Obama's little light-skinned biracial chick that came out to Snoop Dogg when they called Gayle King out of her name, and all these black women came out. Where y'all at? Y'all ain't got no smoke for the trans who telling y'all that y'all not even relevant. They saying y'all ain't relevant. Y'all don't own biological. Y'all don't own periods. Y'all don't own cervixes. That's what these dudes with prostates are telling y'all. They go get the operation and get your boobies But I know even as we speak, somebody in a lab in somebody's country is they're practicing how to do a cervix transplant in a man's body. They're working on this. A lot of people is dying for to try to make that a reality. I guess y'all trying to make us one neutral race. Everybody can get pregnant. I'm so happy I lived through the 70s and 80s and 90s because I feel bad for anybody that's having children right now. I'm telling you. When I saw in Demolition Man, when Sandra Bullock got Sylvester Stallone to her house, he said, "Come on, let's make whoopee, let's make love." He came in there, she handed him a towel, and she grabbed her chest. "Oh yeah, hey yo, Adrian, this is Adrian. I'm about to knock Sandra Bullock a new one. Hey, Adrian." But Sandra Bullock, her character, handed him some visors and gave him some virtual goggles. They had sex through virtual reality. Hell, if these trans have their way, look. But there's some pluses to mess with trans. Y'all women acting so rough and so hard. Trans don't get pregnant. If I were a business owner and I didn't want to shell out money for maternity leave and extra pay because she needs to be out and women need to have 6 days, hell, does a trans need maternity leave? Does a trans need to be out because he needs to take some Midols for periods? It'll save a lot of businesses and corporations. So y'all better get on these trans because they trying to replace you. And the way they doing these surgeries, they looking like Kelly Rowland, Janet Jackson doing Janet Jackson doing the "That's the Way Love Goes" during that period. That badass Janet Jackson. They looking like that. I'm telling you, these surgeries, phew. A lot of BBLs look ugly in the country and shit. But these trans they're getting stuff removed and cheeks and tatas and ladies. But anyway, I digress. I just want to give my opinion on that. Like, share, and subscribe. It's your man Rico, the Opinionist. Right here in the description box. If I can, just look up Just Hilarious' video. It's all over the place. Thank y'all so much for. I'm up to like 397 subscribers. I'm like, what, 3 people away from 400? That's gonna be pretty cool. Then I'm trying to get to 500, then 1,000, 1,500, and boom, monetization, baby. Yeah. Y'all enjoy the rest of your night. I'll talk to y'all later. Mary Max, call me, girl. You get a chance. You hear me? Talk to y'all later. Peace.